ask Nina woman Helen O'Leary to read on behalf of the North Tipperary Monument Committee who are organising this event. We also have 3 other flags flying in this section of the Greg there for this bunny, which is most unusual, and so many out of the North Tipperary created offered their lives for the sake of our country, that the tricolour would be flying over our cities and our towns rather than the British colours. Over here we have John O'Brien, who was executed in Nye. Back here we have Pádraig Lees in Killarney, who was executed in 1923 by the Free State forces in Cloughjordan in the barracks yard. And back here we have Jimmy Nolan's uncle, Captain James Nolan, who died in Kenyon Street in Needham. So, you know, you just have to say to yourself that through all the eras of the Wolf Tone, the Young Irelanders, the IRB, the Fenians, to build up to a generation of people who have sacrificed so much so young for our country. We hope we'll never be able to repay them. And we have some members of those families here today. Next, I would like to ask Jimmy Nolan to give an oration there.
And Jimmy.
On the history of Sean O'Brien.
Sean Bergin was the son of Michael Bergin and Kate Ryan. He was one of a family of 7. The couple had moved to Nina in 1904, where some of the children were born. They opened a small grocery and sweet shop in the town. Michael had previously been a tea salesman and had hailed originally from Ballyraggan in County Kilkenny. His wife Kate died young from septicemia, and Michael subsequently married Mary O'Carroll from Borsicane. The couple had a further 8 children. Michael became an ardent Gaeilgeoir and was elected onto the UEC as a member of Sinn Féin. During the height of the Black and Tan Terror, the Tans came at night to Bergin's and ordered Michael to remove the name from over the door as it was in Irish. They had one of his daughters brought out to see her father being shot dead, but on the occasion they relented despite the refusal of Michael to comply with the order. Sean served his time at business, as they called it at the time, to D. Williams in Burr, and showed a great flair for business indeed. He was reputed to be a very nice person, very personable individual. Sean's father, Michael, had at some stage acquired an interest in timber in Mount Druid near Ballinagogair and sent Sean to Connolly's sawmills in Castlereagh to learn the trade, as it were. Sean was no sooner there than he joined the local battalion of the IRA. A flying column of 16 men was soon established in the area, and Sean was elected its captain. Before much time had elapsed, Sean had to go on the run in the area due to the RIC and local informers and spies. Life on the run was not easy, and in the depths of winter, Sean contracted pneumonia. It was then a killer. As he was a wanted man, he was nursed in the area in local houses for a while, but continued to go downhill health-wise. He was eventually forced to go to hospital in Castlebar. While there, Sean quickly improved, and as soon as he was showing any signs of picking up, he was back in the Castlereagh area on the run. He had been too hot to remain in hospital for too long. Sean was then visited with 3 other volunteers, with a farmer in the area of Loughlin. Their host was a Roger McDermott, who was a great supporter of the struggle, and Sean was very welcome there, together with Joe Satchwell, Toby Scally and Stephen McDermott. On the morning of the 19th of April, Roger McDermott went to herd his stock and to do his farm work and spotted Crown forces in the distance. They had gotten information that there was some activity in the area apparently. He immediately ran back inside and woke the IRA men. They vacated the house as fast as they could barefoot. But in seconds it became obvious that Sean Bergin could not keep up because of his condition, and he ordered the others to go on without him. The 3 volunteers refused. The 4 volunteers headed toward the north of the wood, but were spotted before they had a half a mile covered and were opened fire on. Scully was hit in the leg first and was blown into a dyke by the force of the blast. The other 3 took shelter at the bank of a river and returned fire. A sustained gun battle continued for a while until the Republicans ran out of ammunition and were forced to surrender. Sean Bergin stepped forward immediately and declared that he was in charge, and that any retribution should fall on him. The beating began immediately with Joe Satchwell receiving a severe blow to the back of the head from the butt of a rifle, and continued as he, Steve McDermott and Sean were taken to the wood. The severe beating became even worse, and their bare feet were battered with rifle butts as well as their heads. When in the woods, Joe Satchwell managed to persuade the military that he was an ex-soldier himself and was only there under duress. A drumhead court-martial was held when it became apparent that they would get no information from their captives, and Sean Bergin and Stephen McDermott were put against a tree and shot dead. Joe Satchwell had created enough doubt, but he was taken as a prisoner, tried, and sentenced to 15 years hard labour. Sean Bergin had been due to travel to Australia to take charge of the sale of a hotel belonging to a deceased relative of his mother's side of the family, and his passport had actually been acquired for that. Once again, Britain's occupation of our land cut short an Irish life full of promise. Anything that I have said today can be forgotten to a degree because it's all in one line there in that headstone. Taoiseach Aram the public to the hearing. Or Mahagwith.
And Jimmy.
Well done, Jimmy. Well put together. I'd just like to ask Gerard O'Brien now to finalise proceedings by singing the song which was lovely.
Go up, Ger.
I won't because the wind is at me back.
All right.
The summer sun was sinking low behind the western sea. The lark's loud song was feeling sweet, but it brought no joy to me. For the one I love is far away. He left his tyrant still. He fought till death, and then he left the woodlands of Loughlin. And noble Irishman was he, Sean Bergin was his name. He belonged to Tipperary, from Nina town he came. But now, thank God, he is gone, far away from Armagh, and he let them have his parting shot in the woodlands of Loughlin. McDermott too was brave and true, from the plains of Ballingear. He'll be missed at many a fireside, in homes both near and far. He's missed at home in Tully too, by his own dear kith and kin. And his comrades true will miss him in the woods of Loughlin. Young Bergin said that he was proud to die for Ireland's cause. The deed was done that should be done against England's cruel laws. Saying goodbye to Tipperary and every dale and glen, and to all my faithful comrades in the woods of Loughlin. Take this message to our brave boys and tell them we are dead. Tell them to be utmost cheer and hold no drooping head, to keep the flag still flying high, to fight and not give in, and be proud to die 'neath an Irish sky, 'neath the woodlands of Loughlin. 100 years and more will fly, this memory will be known. The lark's loud song will sing again as freedom's flag is flown. We salute all those who took the fight, so our Saoirse song we sing. Remember today the men who died in the woodlands of Loughlin.
Well done, Gerald. Okay, folks, we'll just round off proceedings. The next commemoration we have is for Panstair, the 1st of May, Saturday week at 7 o'clock in Tion Cemetery. So we look forward to seeing you all there again, and it's very important that these historical men, these generation of Irish people that gave so much, that they're never forgotten by us in our hearts or in our spirits. Thank you very much for coming to see you.
American national anthem. Gerald sing it.
Gerald's going to sing the national anthem, you know that.
Sienna Fianna Fáil, at home we go again. We in the Ashler, or tien our own wing. Faithful faces, chantier sheer faster. The offer fintier on off in trot, and of the hills of Arna will the galler will the bushnos will live on his grave. Will I be there? Shall if Connie or all?